Jesus has died on the cross. Mark 15:42-47. Now when evening had come, because it was the preparation day, that is, the day before the Sabbath, Joseph of Arimathea, a prominent council member who was himself waiting for the kingdom of God, coming and taking courage, went into Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Pilate marveled that he was already dead, and summoning the centurion, he asked him if he had been dead for some time. So when he found out from the centurion, he granted the body to Joseph. Then he bought fine linen, took him down, and wrapped him in the linen. And he laid him in a tomb which had been hewn out of the rock, and rolled a stone against the door of the tomb. And Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joseph, observed where he was laid. Before Joseph of Arimathea asked for the body of Jesus, the Jews had asked Pilate to break the legs of those hanging on the cross. They didn't want them alive when evening came. If you remember, in that time, evening was the beginning of the next day. So in John 19:31, it says, Then the Jews, because it was the day of preparation, so that the bodies would not remain on the cross on the Sabbath, for that Sabbath was a high day, asked Pilate that their legs might be broken and they might be taken away. You can really see the hypocrisy of the Jews here. They're pressing the Romans to crucify Jesus, set Barabbas free, crucify Jesus, but they didn't want to defile the land by allowing him to hang on the cross on the Sabbath day. If a man has committed a sin worthy of death, and he is put to death, you shall hang him on a tree. His corpse shall not hang all night on the tree, but you shall surely bury him on the same day. For he who is hanged is accursed of God, so that you do not defile your land, which the Lord your God gives you as an inheritance. Pilate's concern for the death of Jesus was to prove that he was dead. He wanted to make sure this man is dead. He didn't want Joseph of Arimathea coming and taking a man that's still alive away. The centurion verified that Jesus was dead. There's no way they were stealing the body of Jesus. He was dead. This proof of death dismisses all the arguments that Jesus did not die on the cross. He died on the cross. The death of Jesus brings courage to those who were secret believers. Joseph of Arimathea took courage, it says. He took courage and asked for the body of Jesus. This would identify him as a follower of Jesus. John 19:39 says, And Nicodemus, who at first came to Jesus by night, also came bringing a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 100 pounds. Then they took the body of Jesus, bound it in strips of linen with the spices, as the custom of the Jews is to bury. There we have Nicodemus coming out of the closet. He's going to be known as a follower of Jesus Christ. Joseph from Arimathea, he was a rich, prominent member of the council. He had not consented to their plan. He had not consented to their action. He was a secret disciple, but for fear of the Jews, he wouldn't proclaim it openly. And he was one that was waiting for the kingdom of God. And he was the one that gathered up courage to ask Pilate for the body. The tomb that they were putting Jesus in was never used by anyone else. It says, Now in the place where he was crucified there was a garden, and in the garden a new tomb in which no one had yet been laid. This is very important. Someone else had been laid in there. They could have said, oh, it was the other guy that raised from the dead, not Jesus. There was no other guy ever laid in that tomb, only Jesus. So when he wasn't there and the tomb was empty, it was Jesus that raised from the dead. Mark chapter 16, verse 1. Now when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices, that they might come and anoint him. Very early in the morning on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun had risen. And they said among themselves, Who will roll away the stone from the door of the tomb for us? But when they looked up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a long white robe, sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. But he said to them, Do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is risen. He's not here. See the place where they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you into Galilee. There you will see him as he said to you." So they went out quickly and fled from the tomb, for they trembled and they were amazed. And they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. So it was very important that Jesus was dead for 3 days. There's a scripture that says his body shall not rot, basically is what it's saying. It takes 4 days for the body to start rotting. If you remember, when Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, he was told, well, he's been dead 4 days. There's going to be a foul odor because he had started to rot. But the Bible tells us no decay will come to Jesus' body. So he had to be raised before 4 days. And also the scripture says in Luke 11:30, "For as Jonah became a sign to the Ninevites, so also the Son of Man will be to this generation." So Jonah was in the belly of the big fish for 3 days, and Jesus was in the ground for 3 days. It's always fascinating to me that the stone was rolled away to show these women Jesus wasn't there. The stone was not rolled away for Jesus to get out. He got out without that stone being rolled away. Nothing can hold Jesus back. So here come these women. They're going to look for this crucified body, one that's all beaten up, going to do their best to try and anoint it, get it ready for burial. And then they run into an angel that's told them, Jesus has risen. There's no power on earth that can conquer Jesus. Death did not keep him in the grave. He had no sin in him. One of these days, we're going to rise with him. We'll cry out, like it says in 1 Corinthians 15:55. "O death, where is your victory? O death, where is your sting?" In Revelations 1:17 and 18, it says, "When I saw him, I fell at his feet like a dead man, and he placed his right hand on me, saying, 'Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last, and the living one. And I was dead, and behold, I am alive evermore. And I have the keys of death and Hades.'" The duty of the woman was to tell the disciples and Peter that Jesus is going before you into Galilee. Jesus always goes before us. Wherever we go, he's got there first. You will see him as he said to you. When Jesus goes before us, we shall see him when we arrive. Matthew 28:16 says, "Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee to the mountain which Jesus had appointed for them."